Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for February 9th, 2015. It is a Monday morning and it looks like a dangerous one at that, as Arctic air is building south while precipitation is developing throughout the region. And that, of course, means freezing rain. I am very concerned about the situation as many locations are icing over despite what appears to be a lack of preparation from putting out salt out there on the roadways, based on what I'm getting on observations via Twitter and Facebook and so on and so forth. So it's very, very dangerous out there. Please use caution. Now, for portions of the interior, Connecticut, the Hudson River Valley, extreme northeastern Pennsylvania, we're dealing with just snow, heavy, wet snow, and significant accumulations can be expected up in these locations here. However, the problem area that I'm really concerned about is basically southern Connecticut, Long Island, New York City Metro, southern Hudson River Valley, much of northern New Jersey, the rest of northeastern Pennsylvania, now building into the Philadelphia Metro. You can see that cold, dense air building south and pushing the freezing line further and further south, now through central New Jersey and cutting through just to the south, or just over Philadelphia now, and pushing to the south. There's an area of low pressure that's developing, and let me show you the surface map here because I think this really gives you a good idea of what's evolving here. On the surface map, you can see we have a stationary Arctic cold front here now pressing south. Now there's basically two waves of cold air here. The polar air, which is around 32 degrees, and then the Arctic air, which is around 20 degrees. And so what we're seeing here is our Arctic high pressure system pressing south. You can see that right here. See how these pressure lines are kind of kinking south here, while an area of low pressure is starting to develop over the Ohio River Valley and race towards the mid-Atlantic coast. Now the concern here is that this low pressure system will continue to intensify and shift towards the Delmarva Peninsula, which is right about here, leading to precipitation breaking out in the form of sleet and freezing rain. This is not a situation where you get heavy snow. This is a situation where you get this light freezing rain, and you don't need much in the way of precipitation when it comes to freezing rain to cause significant problems. A tenth of an inch of freezing rain leads to a whole host of problems when it comes to traveling, and also the potential of downing some power lines. So definitely a threat here for today on through at least this afternoon until this low pressure system gets off the coast and pulls down enough cold air at the mid levels to change this precipitation over to all snow, in which then we'll get generally a dusting to 2 inches over much of the region, up to 4 inches just to the west and northwest of the major cities. When we take a look at the radar, you could see developing here this precipitation. Now it looks light, but again, you don't need much in the way of freezing rain. And what's really concerning me is that we're getting these little pockets of moderate freezing rain developing here. And these pockets of moderate freezing rain, considering that the atmosphere is not supporting sleet, means that we're getting ice accumulation rapidly building over portions of northern New Jersey and New York City Metro. It's going to be very difficult to travel this morning in the New York City Metro. So if you have employees, don't expect them to come in on time, because it's better that they come in late than not at all. I think everyone would agree with that. So take some time and use some smarts, and just don't drive fast. Drive very slowly, use some common sense, and take some time to really prepare for this situation this morning. As far as the water vapor satellite picture is concerned, let me just show you this real fast. You can see this storm doesn't have a tremendous amount of moisture connected to it. It's pretty much pulling moisture off of the Atlantic Ocean, which is what we're starting to see here. But it doesn't have a tropical connection, which is thankfully a good thing, or else we really would have been into some serious trouble here. And then you can see another storm pushing into the west coast here. This will keep our pattern rather progressive, but we are heading towards a very cold weather pattern. So although we're not really dealing with a situation where we get a lot of storms, we are dealing with some very cold and dry conditions, which is important to consider. With the fact that this ice is going to be accumulating, guess what? It's not going anywhere anytime soon.